our next guest. He is from the great state of Texas, Congressman Brian Babin. Congressman, good to have you with us today.
Great to be with you, Todd.
And Congressman, I apologize. I'm just a little fired up and enraged over what's happening in our great nation right now. And I must say my hat is off to the good law enforcement officers there in Austin, because they certainly went in there and they took care of business.
Well, that's my alma mater, as a matter of fact, Todd. And although it's become very left-wing in Austin, especially UT in Austin, I'm very proud of the fact that they were able to shut this down. Because as you just showed us up in Columbia, where the speaker was, there has to be consequences. We cannot allow lawlessness to take hold of our college campuses. And that's what's been happening all over the country, especially in blue jurisdictions where the Democrats hold sway in colleges and universities. It is inexcusable that the Speaker of the House, that people cannot come and speak publicly without being hooted down, and those kinds of riots, not yet, but in these types of demonstrations and protests. I'm a supporter of Mike Johnson. I did not vote for Ukraine aid. I voted for Israel aid. But I'll tell you, the man is trying to do the best he possibly can. He's got a very, very, very difficult job. I will say that. But standing up to these people, and if that's what has to happen, the consequences have to be such that they don't want to repeat. If they, this is what they make police officers for: arrest them if they get unruly. This is why they make water cannons. This is why we have to being able to quell these crowds that are beating up folks, that are taking over campuses, that are assaulting Jewish Americans. And as you said very, very accurately, they're coming for the Christians next. They're coming for the LGBT. Don't think for a second that you're going to escape these radicals, because that's what they are. And sadly, our refugee programs, which are actually run by the UN, and our wide open border has created this monster and allowed these people to come in who have zero basis and knowledge and experience in our own culture, our Constitution, our faith. This is what's happening to America right now, and it is super, super dangerous, Todd.
And Congress, no, you're right about that. And I've had about 3 dozen of your colleagues on my national radio show. They tell me every single time it's not a matter of if, but when. And Congressman, I don't see protest. I see the sleeper cells that are positioned at every major university across that nation. That's what I see right before my eyes. What about you?
I see the exact same thing. You can check on my social media, my statements, releases that we've had. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we're going to be hit again. We've already got a crime wave. Criminals are coming in by the millions. Terrorists are coming. We know that there's hundreds of terrorists on the watch list that have come across. How many have we not caught? And quite frankly, the border has just been neglected. We've incentivized people to come in from all over the world. The carefulness that we always had our immigration system run by, it was supposed to be an immigration system that it benefits Americans. No, we are endangering Americans. We are destroying our country because of this whole thing. And I'll tell you the whole thing about this, Todd. Leadership is everything. Absolutely. And we have no leadership. We have a sheep who is in the White House today, and we need a lion. Alexander the Great says, I don't fear an army of lions led by a sheep. I fear an army of sheep led by a lion. And our lion is being caged up in New York City. They will not allow President Trump to get out and campaign. They've got him bottled and caged up. And America is desperately crying out for strong leadership on all fronts. We don't have it. We're going to be hit again. I warn people over and over again, not a matter of if, but when. We have been thrown to the wolves by this administration.